From the heart of Stampede Country, this is Ride and Rally. The podcast for diehard fans of the Calgary Stampeders, breaking down the games, the players, the rivalries, and everything happening in red and white. Settle up, because it's time to ride and rally. Touchdown!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Ride and Rally. It's time for the Stamps to rally. It really is. We're not out of this yet, and we have a decent schedule. If we can get through the next 3 games here, in my opinion, you got Hamilton on Saturday, and then you got the Labor Day and the rematch. If you can get out of there 2-1, no matter how you do it, spice it up. If we can get out of there 2-1, we're back in this thing, because then we do a back-to-back against Ottawa, like a home and home against Ottawa after Edmonton there. So yeah, it's looking up. If we can get out of Hamilton and Edmonton 2-1 here, it's looking up. Although Ottawa, if they come into Calgary or whatever, if we go there and they're still winless, kind of scares me a little bit. I feel like they could possibly, I don't want to feel like this, but I do feel like they could possibly get their first win, potential first win against Calgary. So going into these games, we have to be well prepared. Go into them. Don't take anybody for granted. Don't take anything lightly, and just go in and play Calgary Stampeder football. I still have a lot of confidence. Even though we're last place in the West, we've scored more points than anybody. Yes, our defense has to be better. Our play calling has to be better. We can be better all around. But we're right there, and I don't, by any means, I don't think we're a bad football team. So let's see what happens here. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting it's an exciting time. We're getting to the last half of the year, and every game will matter going forward. So let's see what happens. And again, I have full confidence in this football team. So we went back to practice yesterday after a bye week, a much needed bye week, and VA and Mills were both at practice. Mills practiced in full, and VA was limited. After practice, I guess they talked to Dave Dickinson. They're kind of taking a slow, precautionary ride here with VA. They want to be sure. So I wouldn't be 100% surprised if he misses Saturday's game. And that's only just going to be for the better, because we need him. We want him down the stretch. If we have to play one game with Love, so be it, in my opinion, because we can win. Mills is, in my opinion, a more important piece to the puzzle here. Losing him for a game or two would be much more detrimental, in my opinion, than losing VA for a game. People might disagree with that, but yeah, I just feel like Mills is our whole package. He's the leader on this team. Everything runs through Mills, and yeah, definitely would have been the bigger loss. But by all accounts, he practiced in full, and I believe he's going to play Mills. So we'll have to see with VA. But as the week goes on, hopefully he can get into a full practice or two here before Saturday. So I will be keeping an eye on that, and yeah, just keeping an eye on the injury situation there and see what happens. I'd like to, we haven't talked about this much on the show, but I'd like to talk a little bit about a gambling segment here. Calgary is 6-point favorites on against Hamilton Saturday. And if you plan to gamble at all, be sure to be safe about it, everybody, and know your limits. But I like Calgary to win the game, and I'm picking Calgary to winning the game against Hamilton. But I like Hamilton to cover the 6-point spread. So anybody gambling out there, making some bets on this game come Saturday, I would take Calgary to win, but I just either if you can lower the point spread down a little bit, or just take Hamilton for the 6 point, because again, I do believe Calgary's going to win this football game, but I think Hamilton's going to cover the spread. I think it's going to be a close game, another battle to the end, but this time, and I really hope I'm right, but at this time I think Calgary pulls off the win. They're rested. The bye week, hopefully the coaching staff came in there during the bye week and they ran some plays. Hopefully they're gonna practice for the other team, game plan for the other team. Because like I was saying last week, I don't think Calgary does a very good job game planning for opposing teams. I think they run their practices like, this is what we want to do, this is how we want to execute. And again, like I've said previously, I think that's great. You need to do that because you need to have a plan for yourself as well. But you definitely need to game plan for other teams. So I'm hoping during a nice bye week, one we definitely 100% needed, I'm hoping they've done that because Hamilton's no slouch. You've seen in the last couple of weeks, they're not a bad team. They're not a good team, but they're kind of in the middle, and they're capable. If you don't take them serious, if you don't game plan properly, they are capable of beating anybody. So they're not Ottawa. So I mean, I just hope they've done that, and they've done their research on how to stop who, and who you need to stop, because like I said before, every team, no matter how good, no matter how bad, they're always going to have a couple players that you need to look out for, and you need to game plan around for, because they can win football games, just them. So I do believe they've done that, and going into Saturday, I'm very excited to see what kind of football team we're going to see. Are we going to see the 4-win Calgary Stampeders? Because in those 4 wins, they look pretty much unbeatable, amazing, whatever you want to say. But in the 6 losses, yeah, they've had times where they've looked like a good football team, but they can't do it. And it always seems to come down to the last 3-4 minutes, and they just can't pull it off. So like I've said before, good teams figure out how to win close football games, and this football team, the Calgary Stampeders, haven't done that this year so far. There's still 8 games left. Anything can happen, and I think we're so close to being a really good football team. It's just a matter of doing a couple things different. That's why I have my full confidence. So yeah, these next 3 games are going to be pivotal. Like I said, we need to find a way to win 2, if not all, but we definitely need to win 2 out of the next 3 games here. Anything less than that will be a disappointment, and potentially could write the season off if you don't win those 2 games. So yeah, excited to see. We've sold out a couple of sections already for Labor Day, so I'm expecting a big crowd there on Labor Day. Saturday's family day, so hoping we get a decent crowd there, because fans mean everything to any organization. You want as many fans there cheering you on. Yeah, definitely. So it's a big, crucial part of the year here, and we'll see how the Calgary Stampeders have prepared, and if they're willing or to fight and to win some games here. I will be making episodes every week, and like I said, injury reports, everything. I'll be on the line, trying my best to get all the latest updates. But this week is big. Hamilton is a must win, in my opinion, and we gotta fix a couple of things because we're taking way too many penalties, like I've said, mentioned many times before, but it's not changing, and we're still number one team in penalties taken. So how are you supposed to win? You could do everything right, but the minute you're taking 6, 7, 8 penalties a game, you just make it harder to win games, and that's exactly what this team's doing. Um, Bad play calls in crucial times. Like I've stated this before. We as a like for general purposes, we haven't made as many bad play calls this year, in my opinion. But that one or two play calls a game are happening in the crucial, most important times, and they're leading to losses a lot of times. Dave Dickenson, I don't know if he's the man. I've lost some sort of confidence in him. Do I think he's the worst? No, but is he the right man for the job? I don't think so anymore. And now fans are becoming louder on this. They want change. They're not seeing the greatest football product anymore. And we've seen with Edmonton. You start winning football games, you become a good team again, and the fans come, the excitement comes. You get more radio time because it's a buzz, right? Like in the city, like people want to hear it, people want to listen, people get into it. And if your football team is in a struggle like the Stamps have been, yes, we've made playoffs. We haven't won a playoff game in 7 years. We've been mediocre to good. We haven't had great football teams in the last 10 years, you could say. And you could see like the vibe in Calgary is not so much for the Stamps. Obviously, the Flames get a lot of the media and the coverage, and that's fine because we're, Canada tends to be more of a hockey country anyway. But you've seen this year with Edmonton, and they started to win games, and you could see the talent they have on the field. Like defense is great, and I'm not an Edmonton fan, and I hate to say it, but they are a good football team, and that brings fans. That brings buzz within communities online, whether that's online, radio, like I said, TV. Like Edmonton's a buzz right now. The Elks, Eskies, whatever you want to call them, they're a buzz right now. And how do we get Calgary to become the buzz of the city? Well, we got to start winning football games because that's all it takes. You get on a hot streak, you win 2, 3, 4 games in a row, and you're the buzz of the town now. People are going to be talking about you. And that's what we got to be. We got to play smart football. We got to play good football, and this team has the skill. Like I've said so many times, we have the skill on this football team to win games, to be a 10, 11, 12 win football team. We have it. We just got to show it. And like I said, now with the bye, going through practice, yesterday was the first day of practice. We got to prepare well for Hamilton, and we got to execute Saturday. It's a 1 p.m. It's an afternoon game. We got to execute. I truly believe we're going to win the game if we execute the way we need to, if we prepare for Hamilton the way we need to, and let's just see what happens. But as a gambling aspect, like I was saying before, I definitely am taking Hamilton the +6. I think they cover that spread. For my anytime touchdown play, I'm going with Quincy Vaughns. He's done it. He's a short yardage guy. I believe we're going to have ample opportunities for him, and I do believe he gets a touchdown, if not a couple touchdowns Saturday. So that's my anytime touchdown play. Point spread definitely going to Hamilton, but it's a Calgary victory. 31-27 is my guess. It's going to come down to the last quarter again, and we got to learn how to play 4 quarters of football, because that's another thing I've noticed is, and it's mostly the third quarter, we fall asleep. We play a very good first half. We come in the third, and I don't know if we just don't make any adjustments because we've played well, and we're just like, okay, just keep it going. We got this sort of thing. And the other team obviously is going to make adjustments because typically they're losing. We do gain. We go out to quick leads, and typically at halftime we're winning, and we are looking good. But it doesn't matter how good you're looking, you always have to make halftime adjustments. And typically I find we don't, and we have a lame third quarter where a lot of times we don't even get a first down on offense, and the defense has to keep us into the game just so then the fourth quarter, typically when we win the fourth quarter, we regain it and we play better. And even in a lot of our losses, in our 6 losses, fourth quarter, we show up, we play better, but it's just too late, and we need some sort of magical drive at the last, and we don't get it. So we got to play 4 whole quarters. We got to learn how to play 4 quarters of football, show up for the whole game, and we'll win games. We're good enough. So I don't know how many times I have to say this, but we're good enough. We are a good football team. We just have to do things correctly. We got to show up, because it doesn't matter how good you are. You don't show up, you don't win games. So that's number 1, and we got to stay healthy. It looks like we dodged a bullet with VA and Mills. Mills doesn't look like he's even going to miss a game. VA looks like he might miss 1. But I think we dodged the bullet there. And Bagleton says practice in full. I'm not sure exactly what that means. But that's a position, in my opinion, we don't need to rush him. We're solid there. We need other things. We need help in other places. And number 1 is the O-line. I find we're decent at the run block, but we are not very good at pass blocking. And it won't matter if Tom Brady's playing quarterback for you. If you can't pass block well anyway, it's going to put your quarterback in a lot of sticky situations, and he's going to have to make some crazy plays, because you definitely, that's really important, if not more important than the run defense, run protection is pass protection. You need to keep your quarterback up and healthy. And unfortunately, what I've seen, our O-line is average at best, and we're horrible at the pass blocking. So we really need to improve there. I don't know what they have to do, if they need to bring in other guys or what, but we need to get better. It's simple as that, because BC's coming up. Winnipeg doesn't seem, and Saskatchewan are kind of on the down, which gives me confidence in Calgary. If we can pull off a couple wins in a row, I think we're right back in it. But BC and Edmonton are going to be tough. And if they get healthy, Saskatchewan is going to be really tough too. So that leaves 4th and 5th place between Winnipeg and Calgary. Right now, Winnipeg is probably a little bit better, but I think Calgary, if we do everything correctly, Calgary can be better and will be better. And if it comes down to Winnipeg and Calgary for 4th and 5th, I think Calgary is going to end up 4th. And I think there will be a crossover this year. I don't see 3rd place in the East being as good as 4th place in the West. The West is just too stacked right now. So really thinking Calgary will still get the crossover. I don't think Winnipeg is a very good team at all, even though their record might be they're 1 game in front of us. I don't care. There's 8 games left. Calgary is a better team. They just got to show up and show it. So, yeah. So I do think Calgary gets the crossover, and in that case, I think that's better off. Like, they're better off getting the crossover. I think it's easier path to the Grey Cup. Yes, you have to play Montreal. You're gonna have to pass Montreal, which is gonna be tough. But Edmonton and BC are just as tough, in my opinion. And Saskatchewan could be just as tough too if they get healthy. So the path to the Grey Cup is just simpler in the East, in my opinion. Calgary is better than Toronto. That's going to be a win. So the only team that's going to give them any trouble, in my opinion, and I might be delusional, delulu, whatever you want to say, but the only team Calgary's going to have, if they get the crossover, the only challenge they're going to have is Montreal. And when you're playing one game, if Calgary can get a little hot and play some good football coming in, Calgary can beat any team. They can beat Saskatchewan. They can beat any single team in this league. They're that good. They're right up there. So I'm kind of hoping as a fan for a crossover for Calgary, because I think that gives them a legitimate, really good shot at getting to the Grey Cup if they can be the crossover. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Let's see how the season plays out. But I really think that if they can just win a few games here and end up fourth and get that crossover, they're gonna have a good chance here. So if I'm a Stamps fan, if I'm a Calgary fan, don't give up hope, fans. Don't give up hope, people here, because the Stamps are the real deal. You've seen their offense, how good, how dynamic they are. You've seen McAllister. You've seen the defense at times play good. We just need more consistency as a whole, and we're right up there with BC and Edmonton. We can be right up there with BC and Edmonton. So, like I said, hopefully this bye week did them well. They got healthy, hopefully, and hopefully, VA is not going to miss some time. Although I do believe Love can do it. I know he made a horrible play at the end of last game, but what I saw from him in the last couple of drives in that game, he's got the good mechanics. He's got size. He's got arm strength. He can be a good quarterback, and hopefully, he's getting first team reps at practice. He's practicing with the first team, and I really hope he can go and produce, because I've seen enough from him. I think that I think he's got potential in this league. I think he can be a good quarterback. Is he VA? No, absolutely not. But as a sit-in for a game or two, I think we're going to be doing okay with him. So, yeah, let's see how it goes. Like I said, I will be looking online on social media, and I will be looking at, all the injury reports, who practiced full, who's limited, all this, and I'll be keeping up with all that. Just posted my new rankings on Instagram and Facebook. So give those a look and see what you think there. Feel free to comment on this podcast, on my rankings. I want to see how good we are, how close we are, if we really screwed up on the rankings, whatever. I'm a community guy. I like people commenting, whether it's good or bad, or, what I need to do better, what I'm doing good. I'm always wanting to improve this. I always want to be better. So I love feedback, and I will give you my feedback too. And I'll be online all the time, and I'm looking for these. And yeah, thank you so much. Go Stamps, go. I hope everybody's there Saturday afternoon supporting our team and having some fun too. Because at the end of the day, win, lose, we're Stampeder fans through and through. And like I say, I want them to win. I want them to be good. But at the end of the day, I'm a Stamps fan. And win or lose, I'm there. I'm supporting them. That's what a true fan does. So have a great week. And we'll see you next week. Ride and Rally again next week. And yeah, thank you for being here with me, listening and supporting me. You can follow Ride and Rally on X, Facebook, and Insta. And like I said, I'm very active online and stuff, and I'm always commenting, posting. So yeah, feel free. Give me a comment, give me a like, give us a subscription. Thank you so much. Have a great week.
That's another episode of Ride and Rally. If you bleed red and white like we do, make sure to subscribe, share the show, and follow along all season as we ride with the Calgary Stampeders. Until next time, keep the saddle tight, keep the faith, and we'll see you at McMahon.